There's only one punishment that the Rambam says that's in this world that's worse. When Hashem removes a free choice. Meaning that a person no longer has free choice. Right now you have free choice. You can do whatever you want. You can do mitzvot. You don't have to do mitzvot. If you do them, you get rewarded. If you don't do them, you get punished. If you keep Shabbat, you get rewarded. If you don't keep Shabbat, you get punished. But most of the time, most of us don't realize that the punishment that we get in our life is really for this. So most of the punishment and most of the reward comes after this world. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu says there's another punishment in this world that you could actually see if you're paying attention close enough. Which is when someone no longer has the ability to make free choice decision. Meaning, he no longer has any desire whatsoever to do tshuva. Like, there's not even an ounce of him that's interested in listening to Torah. He becomes anti-Torah. He hears a rabbi, he wants to throw rocks at him like he's an Arab. He hears a rabbi say the truth, he makes a website against him. People like that very well could be the ones that HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I don't want you to do tshuva. Why? I want to punish you fully. That's the worst punishment. It's not vicious, at least that's the way it looks like us. He's not going to eat his kids. He's not going to starve to death. He's not going to go broke. But what's the punishment? HaKadosh Baruch Hu is actually letting such a person live in order to make more sins. So the real punishment when it comes becomes an eternal punishment. So for all of those people who say, well, this sounds like a very vicious punishment. It is. It's a very, very heavy punishment. And the point is, Rabotai Yekarim, is that you are here today not by luck. Not because you got $15. Not because you called our youth director Michal Shetiche because you like the YouTube videos. Not because of that. You are here because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is trying to give you a chance. Trying to give you a chance to get eternity of good. You take the opportunity, you take the mitzvah, you take that ticket, you use it. You're never going to regret it. In fact, your life is going to be better than anybody else you know. You don't take it, Be'ezrat Hashem, Hashem will give you another chance tomorrow. And if you don't take that one, hopefully it gives you another chance on Sunday. And if you don't take it, hopefully on Tuesday, and then Wednesday. And it'll give you chances. But I have a cousin who's probably a little older than some of you. He was 23 or 26 years old. His parents had no less than $100 million. Very, very wealthy. Had all types of gas stations and businesses. And this kid was as cute as can be. Smart kid, good-looking kid. The whole world was in his hands. He was in computers, all type of technology. His family didn't exactly keep Torah. On Rosh Hashanah, instead of going to the Beit Knesset, they were taking a tour of the world. They were in Israel. They were in different places. So he didn't learn Torah, mitzvot, nothing. So on Rosh Hashanah, instead of going to the Beit Knesset, he decided to go on his scooter. To go hang out with his friends, do what he's got to do. Scooter, what's the big deal with a scooter? Right in front of his house, huge mansion, right in front of his house, he got on a scooter, fell by himself. Nobody touched him, nobody hit him, nothing. He just fell off the scooter, hit his head, passed out. The neighbor happened to come see it. He saw the kids passed out on the floor, called 911. 911 came, took him to the hospital. They know who he is, they know his family. I think that the family even donated some money to the hospital. And they checked him, they did all types of wonderful tests. After a few hours, they said, you're perfectly fine, go home, take some rest. No big deal. Well, that's what he did. Doctors said everything's okay. He said everything's okay. He went home, he went to sleep. Only problem is he never woke up. He died. Now, do you think that this 23-year-old, 26-year-old cousin of mine that lived in Philadelphia, do you think that in his wildest dreams, he actually ever thought that he's going to go to sleep at 23 years old after the doctor said that everything's okay? And the parents said that everything's okay, and everything in his world said everything's okay. You thought for a second that with a $100 million bank account, you could die at 23? $100 million bank account, you should be able to buy life twice. But you can't. Steve Jobs, You guys heard of Steve Jobs. You probably have his phone. Steve Jobs, you know how much money he had before he died? Almost $10 billion. But with every single penny of the $10 billion, he couldn't buy himself a new liver. And he died. Died an atheist, died a loser. Why? Because the money stayed here. So whoever has it is the winner now. Until they die. So Rabotai Karim, every single person assumes, especially when you're young, you're going to be here tomorrow, you're going to be here next week, you're going to be here next month, you're going to be here for another 120 years. Somebody has a happy birthday, you give him a cake sale until 120. Who says it's going to be until tomorrow? Who guaranteed you tomorrow? Who guaranteed me tomorrow? Nobody. Meaning that if HaKadosh Baruch Hu puts you here today, that means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you to listen to this today. Today, not tomorrow, not next week. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to become a rabbi tomorrow. Doesn't mean that you have to be a rabbanit tomorrow. But there's a few things that you can learn here. There's a few things that you know. Start doing them. Start taking a mitzvot. I brought some tzitziot for anyone that wants to take a tzitzit, take a mitzvah, accept all malchut shamayim, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the King of Kings. Put on a tzitzit from now on. Free. CDs. To learn Shurei Torah, anyone that learns these CDs, you can become a rabbi if you want. You watch these CDs, each CD has 40 hours of Shurei Torah. You have 8 CDs here. Each pack is 2. By the time you finish both CDs, both packs, you have 160 hours of CD, you could be a rabbi. I'm serious, in this generation, you could be Gdol Hador even. Why? Because this Torah, Baruch Hashem, it's not a simple Torah. It's Torah that actually gets people to change their life. Similar to what you're hearing right now. You can learn Torah for free. You can get mitzvot for free. Everything you can do to save your eternity, you can do it for free. Meaning that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving you an opportunity for eternity for free. For free. Which means, if we choose right, we're the biggest winners in history. If we choose wrong, we're the biggest losers in history. Why? You had eternity given to you for free, on a silver platter, but you still chose the wrong direction. Why? For what? What did you gain out of it? Show me one person that doesn't live a life full of Torah that's actually happy. One person. One person in the world. Doesn't exist. They can tell you they're happy until you get to know them. How do I know this? I was in a business, I was on Wall Street for 16 years. And on Wall Street, what I did is I dealt with millionaires and billionaires. So all the people that people admire, athletes, entrepreneurs, businessmen, all types of fancy schmancy people, they were my friends. They were my clients. I had hundreds of them. One after another is more depressed than the next. One after another wants to commit suicide. One after another one is divorced on his 3rd marriage, 4th marriage, 5th marriage, looking for happiness, looking for this, looking for that. Not a single person in my entire life, and I met thousands of people. Not a single person was happy. Why? You cannot get happiness from money. You can buy stuff with money that maybe will make you laugh, maybe will give you some joy for a few minutes or even a few hours, but happiness you cannot get. Why? Because happiness is a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual feeling. You can't buy happiness. You can attain happiness. How do you attain happiness? By attaining spirituality, by attaining what HaKadosh Baruch Hu said. Fulfilling His Torah and mitzvot is the only way to live a life of happiness.